Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, I'm Skyela.
And we are half of the Dean team. Skyela and I are back with another girls trip. Where are we headed this time?
New Orleans.
It's very early. We have a 7 a.m. flight. This is another chorus trip. Skyela will be performing in the Crescent City Choral Festival with the Carolina Youth Chorale. But this trip's a little bit different because they have a lot of cultural experiences built into the trip. So we're gonna eat a lot of really good food, see the sights. What do you think? Are y'all ready for an adventure? Let's go! Skyla's having the breakfast of champions, Chick-fil-A chicken minis. Flight 1, done. Oh.
We've been in Charlotte for 3.5 hours.
Yay, but there's a guy playing piano, so that's cool. American Airlines gives you some cookies, drinks. Skyla's playing some Dreamlight Valley.
What? We betting $2 on who's gonna come out first. I think hers is gonna come out first.
And I think yours is. On this flight, we were the last group, so we had to put our bags under the plane, which is always stressful. You're like, please make it, baby. Our babies made it. And who won?
Technically both of us, because we also did an over under 10 minutes thing. And I won the over under 10 minutes, but she won whose bag will come out first.
And it took over 10 minutes, yes. So we both won. Let's go find a taxi, shall we? Taxis in New Orleans all keep to the same fares, so 1 or 2 passengers is $36 and 3 or more is $15 each. We're headed into home for the next few days, which is Loews. It is beautiful inside. There is a restaurant here. Here's a look at our room. We're on the 14th floor. Skyla, how's the bed?
Yes.
And we do have a little bit of a view of the water. You can see the bridge over there. We have a desk, TV. We have a coffee maker, ice bucket, some glasses, and a fridge. Let's see. Oh, Skyla James Dean.
What?
We got the robes.
Yes! The Dallas trail continues.
Here's a look at the restroom, toilet area, and then here's the shower, and they do give us our body wash, shampoo, conditioner, and there is a blow dryer on the back of the door. They have the nice mirror for you. Overall, very nice. Nice spot to lounge over here. And we're sharing the king bed, I guess, so that'll be fun. Slumber party! Skyla has the pool to herself. The chairs are really nice, and then it looks into the fitness center too. There's a sauna over here, hot tub. Yeah, there's a sauna. You're not going in the sauna. One of the coolest things about traveling, you never know what you're gonna stumble on. This is right behind our hotel. This is absolutely beautiful. My sister would be so happy. We're within walking distance of the casino. Skyla's sending her a picture right now. Makes me think of Jessie. Our first stop, Southern Candymakers, because we need to try some pralines. Oh my goodness. Check that out. Skyla's first praline. Is it good?
Want to try a glazed pecan?
Ooh, yes please. I think we figured out what we need to take back to your dad and Holden. How's the glazed pecan?
Really good because it's sweet, but it's also salty. Like, if that makes sense. It's best of both worlds.
This statue is to commemorate 250 years since the founding of New Orleans. We have one of these in Myrtle Beach, but Skyla said, can we go into the fudgery and you try the sea salt chocolate caramel? How is it?
To die for.
I'm trying the praline and it is delicious. It's also nice to just pop in somewhere where there's some AC. Mm-hmm. We made it to Jackson Square. There's some lucky dogs at Jackson Square.
And a real horse.
And a real horse straight ahead. Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh, look at its flowers. I know it's hot, but this is a famous part of New Orleans. Do you hear the music?
It's either an ambulance or an ice cream truck.
No, the live music.
Oh.
We're gonna go check out the church if it's open. Let's head this way.
I'm gonna jump in that pond.
Skyla's gonna jump in.
It was very pretty. The stained glass was beautiful. Do you think that was live singing or a speak? I feel like it was live.
I think someone was up there singing.
Because that was also beautiful. But it was just so pretty.
The
and,
ceiling.
Detailed. Yeah, because there was paintings on the ceiling. I also liked how, I don't know what it's called, but like the seating area thing. It was like a shell.
Oh, like the pulpit, like where you speak from.
Yeah.
We paid to light a candle, and you can obviously donate inside, but you do not have to pay to do a tour or anything. You can just walk right in. We're here at 2 o'clock, which is obviously the hottest part of the day, but there's not a lot of artists here, so I'm wondering if they are camped out more in the morning, but there are still a few art pieces that we can check out, which is really cool. That's called Poems for Passersby, so she's writing them a poem right now. There are still some folks out here, and they just have their spots along the wall. We're gonna head across the way to Cade Du Monde. You have to say it like that.
Cade Du Monde.
Okay, well that was a lot prettier than how
Cade Du Monde.
That's your new vocal warm-up. The original French Market coffee stand, located in the French Market since the early 1860s. Here's a look at the menu. An order of 3 beignets is $4.53. I am getting an iced coffee because I cannot do hot coffee right now. And you can also get a souvenir mug. Skyela said, can we sit inside? And it's not a very big space inside, but we managed to snag a table. Hello, my darlings. I've been dreaming about you. And I've got the iced coffee. Try not to get it on your shirt. That's the goal.
It's very hot.
You just breathe it in, rookie. You inhaled it. This is literally all I want. I said I want a beignet a day. That is my goal for this trip. The iced coffee, a little pricey but delicious, and it's hitting. Skyla's honest take of beignets.
Do I have to say it?
You do. There might be other people like you, and we don't want them to feel bad.
They're not for me. It's the powdered sugar. I love the bread part of it. Like if it was like spread with some chocolate sauce, like if you put Nutella on this, strawberries, I would love this. Like something crepey. It's just the powdered sugar. It's too much for me. I feel like I don't eat that much
Sugar?
sugar.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if we could come and order them without the powdered sugar.
Yeah, I feel like that was just the main thing. Like they're good. Like I would have like half of one.
Yeah,
or,
like you
one.
did. She had a half of one. There's a large covered seating area out here too. This is such a New Orleans moment right now. I love this. We are sweaty messes. We walked most of the French Quarter. We had a really productive couple of hours. Got to see Jackson Square, sample some Cade Du Monde, and kind of get our bearings. We're by a lot of great things staying at Loews. Skyela has a concert tonight to kick things off, so we're gonna rest up. Are you excited to perform?
Yay.
You just finished your preview concert for the festival. How did it feel to be up there?
It was really fun. It was really cool to get to see like what a bunch of different choirs are doing and all the different styles and techniques that other people use. And it was really cool because there was an all-boy choir and an all-girl choir, and there were some really big ones, but we were the smallest with just 2 rows, while there were other choirs with like 5 rows. So it was really cool.
And now we're gonna eat dinner. It's 9:10. Headed into Mother's. Scott and I came to New Orleans a long time ago, and this is the place I remember the most. I said it was my favorite thing that we had to eat, so I can't wait to bring Skyela here. I am getting the famous Ferdy special. They're known for their ham, and then their debris is delicious, but there are all of these options. Skyla's gonna get a plate. She's getting the quarter fried chicken. Here are the seafood options. Mother's favorite, salads, dessert, beverages, and then you can also order things in bulk. These are all the side dishes. Skyela wanted fries, and then I asked her and she said either get red beans and rice or the cheese grits, so we're getting the cheese grits. Mother's opened in 1938 on Restaurant Row. The restaurant has pretty much stayed the same since it opened. Oh my gosh, Steve Irwin. Even the Fonz was here. Look how thick this bread is. Like, what? Here's all the different meats on here. Oh my goodness. Chicken and grits. We all know Skyela is a bread connoisseur, so we also got a biscuit, and this looks so good. This was like a magic trick. The bread flattens down, and it's perfect. These grits are also amazing. They're so cheesy. Man, you're tearing that up. Here's our view at night. Look how cool the bridge looks. It is all lit up. Our bellies are full, and we are tired. I'm wearing our robe. I realized we only got one robe to our room, so we have to request another one so that we can do our dance party in our robes. Tomorrow, starting at dinner time, all of our meals are covered through the Crescent City Choral Festival with the package that we got. We're gonna be dining at some really cool places, but we're still gonna have free time. So we'll show you everything else that we're doing while we're here too. What's your first impression of New Orleans?
Jazzy New York.
Yes.
Like green, jazzy New York.
Ooh, I like that.
Other than this shop called the Ghost Tavern that we passed by, I haven't really seen anything like ghosty or like scary yet.
I saw a couple places that said voodoo.
I'm hoping to never see that.
I said, do you want to go to some of the cemeteries? She said, no. Holden would have been all about that. We'll be taking you along with us on this adventure, this girls trip, this chorus trip, this good time in New Orleans. So we'll see you tomorrow. Woldenberg Riverfront Park is dedicated to the memory of Malcolm Woldenberg, who prospered in New Orleans and left a legacy of caring and of confidence in the city of New Orleans. The park is 16 acres of green space stretching between the Mississippi and the French Quarter. You can bike or walk along this path, and there's a lot of grass areas, benches, places to just sit down and people watch. And we're back by Cade Du Monde somehow. I don't know how that happened.
It was such a quicker walk, I feel like. The heat makes a difference.
It's thundering right now, and it was lightly raining, so it's overcast. We're heading toward the French Market, which is right near Cade Du Monde, and then we're gonna go get a muffuletta, because Skyela can't leave the city without getting one.
I don't know what that is, but let's go.
The Dutch Alley Artist Co-op features the creations of 25 local artists. It's really cool because they tell you about the artists in here. These bow ties are made out of recycled local trees. I love it when your analytical mind is working and I can just see it.
I got it.
Headed into the French Market. Cajun pecans, all different kinds. Gator on a stick. Holy crepes. Crawfish pie, crab claws, crawfish tails. Look at all this. Crawfish beignets. Here are all the flavors of the snowballs. We went with the strawberry lemonade. It's basically Kona ice. You pick the best flavor, I feel like. I do want to try king cake just to see what that means. It's so much to look at. There's a lot to take in. It's all covered. There's fans going everywhere. Located on Decatur Street in the middle of the French Quarter, Central Grocery and Deli is a third-generation old-fashioned grocery store founded in 1906 by a Sicilian immigrant who's famous for creating the muffuletta. The muffulettas are made with meat sliced in-house, locally baked handmade bread, and the family's Italian olive salad. This is $15.95. It's massive, and if you get a whole one, it's $30. So basically, you know, just picture this times 2. This is so heavy. Hold this. Literally as big as, yes, it's as big as your head. So the story behind this is Scott got one of these last time we were here, and I did not. So I cannot wait to try one. You guys. Oh no. This looks so good. Like, yes, please. I love all of the gas lanterns everywhere. Around the street names, they also have these signs that tell you a little bit of the history of them, which I think is really cool. Skyela, we found the creepier side of New Orleans. Dark matter. Ooh, so creepy. Do you want to go in? Gapers such as this wooden figurehead were displayed outside pharmacies starting in the late 16th century. I gave Skyela a few options of different things we could do today. The art museum, the aquarium, or the National World War II Museum, and she chose
The National World War II Museum.
which surprised me, but then you told me why.
Recently, the latest thing we learned about in social studies was World War II. So we spent a lot of time on that, and my teacher is incredible. And I feel like getting to learn stuff in here will add to what I have learned in the school.
We've heard that you could spend an entire day here, that there's a lot of ground to cover. We have 2.5 hours. It closes at 5 and we're arriving around 2:30. So we're just gonna see as much as we can and try to give you a general idea of what it's like to walk through here. Skyla just said, is that Walt Disney? No, it's FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
That's not what he looks like in the Night at the Museum movie.
That's Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh.
There's a statue of Anne Frank. I love that they have a statue with one of the dogs. This is called Lest We Forget, the Mission. This complex is absolutely amazing. So it says take a dog tag, register it, and then follow your story. 096 participated in the 3 largest airborne operations of the war and transported men from all of the U.S. airborne divisions active in the European theater. During the Battle of the Bulge, it flew a mission to drop supplies.
So I found out that you can choose, and I think I want to try and find a girl because I want to see what it was like for women.
So we're gonna follow Josephine. She was an army nurse.
Basically, this woman, her and her friend, after Pearl Harbor, decided to join the Nurse Corps, and they were told that they were too short. And the instructor was like, bend over and touch your toes 15 times a day. And that got them taller. Because of doing that, they were tall enough.
This could scan the horizon for 15 miles. This gives you an overview of the American weapons and equipment. In the first building where you walk in, there's a huge display about D-Day, and so we're learning about it. It's called Operation Overlord, and then about all of the deception plans. The deception was called Bodyguard, and Winston Churchill played a huge role in it, and they basically had fake things everywhere, fake tanks. They even had fake paratroopers. So the deception to make sure that they didn't know where it was going to happen, that it was going to be at Normandy. It's insane what they were able to pull off. This recreation depicts the aftermath of the crash of a CG-4A Waco glider in Normandy. We just heard a story from a soldier who said they landed on one of these and crashed basically, and they got out of it as fast as they could because he said, I am not going down in this thing. With more than 11,000 aircraft, 6,000 naval vessels, and 2 million soldiers, sailors, and airmen from 15 countries, the invasion force assembled for Overlord was the greatest in history. Now we're crossing the American Spirit Bridge, which is where most of the museum is. This is a really good view of the outside of it. The BF-109 is credited with more air-to-air victories than any other aircraft in history. BF-109 was the backbone of the German fighter force. We're in the Campaigns of Courage room, which starts with the road to Tokyo. Everything is so interactive. There's so many screens and things to listen to.
President Roosevelt and Prime Minister Churchill map out a war strategy.
This section tells you a lot about island hopping, which was part of the Allied strategy, where they would target the weakest places to just keep hopping to the next island. The Japanese didn't know where they were going to strike next, and it also accelerated the timetable because they were able to keep moving forward quicker because they were having such success with that strategy.
Something that I thought of is how scary it would be to be a photographer. You don't have weapons. You have a camera. It just seems like even more scary and even more sad than having to be someone in the war.
Because you know that you're a historian of everything that's happening.
And if you didn't take these photos, then no one would know what happened and what it looked like or how bad it was, but still, it's hard to have to
Operation Downfall, the largest amphibious operation ever planned, was scheduled to commence on November 1st, 1945. Instead, it ended with the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We're back where we started, and so now we take the escalator down to Road to Berlin, and that's where we get to find out the story of our person. Oh, this is so scary. Look at this. Every room really immerses you in everything with the lighting and the sound. Even the floor changes room to room to give you more detailing. Skyla's learning Josephine's story.
She changed stations. She got to the place after like a 7-hour drive, and she had in her duffel bag, she had her lipstick, her rouge, and her comb. And they were like, "Where's your gas mask? Where's your helmet? Where's your canteen?" And she had just been working at a general hospital, so she didn't have any of that. So they got her everything she needed, and that's all I know so far.
This is the D-Day Theater.
So this was when they invaded Normandy. Only 26 of their patients died. Like that
They
might
saved
sound like
so many people.
Like that, and they worked like 16 to 18 hours. And at one point, it was during the holidays, and Josephine asked, "Can we put a Christmas tree in the ward?" And the men loved it, and it was that little bit of hope that they needed.
This talks about when Paris and a lot of France were liberated. It's crazy because we've taken the kids to Paris, so I feel like Skyla really can look at this picture, and she stood in this spot.
The collapse of the German army is imminent.
Now we're advancing into Germany. Hitler's last gamble. Look at this room. There are snowflakes on the ground.
On the eve of the opening action in the greatest battle the U.S. Army has ever fought, not a single soldier in that army had the slightest sense of what was about to happen.
16.4 million Americans served in World War II, fighting to preserve freedom around the world. 414,920 U.S. service members and merchant mariners died fighting for freedom in World War II. Here's more of the story of Anne Frank. A bookcase doubled as a hidden door to their hiding place. Not until the end of the war did most Americans come to realize the true depths of Nazi evil, the Holocaust. 8 people lived in the annex, and during the day they had to remain silent. This room is about the monuments men, all the people who got the art back that the Nazis had stolen. This is called the Celebration Stairway. Wow, is all I can say. This museum is massive. There are 4 floors to this area, and we're on the highest level right now, and I'm telling you what, we're up very high. Final mission USS Tang submarine experience, and it runs throughout the day. We're here at the end of the day, so the last showing was 4:15, it's now 4:30, but you basically go through and they show 11 minutes of what the 5-hour mission was, and there were 9 survivors. I'm just blown away by this space. There is a gift shop in here. Oh, so this tells you all the reasons that they wrote letters. Love, loneliness, service, innocence, and hope. There's also the American Sector restaurant and bar. Now we're going across the street to go into the Kushner Restoration Pavilion. They also have a soda shop here. Many Pacific islands are surrounded by jagged coral reefs, making it difficult to get troops onto the beaches, so they had to design a vehicle that can swim in water and crawl over obstacles. The Navy needed engines for their PT boats, and they needed them fast, so they repurposed a World War I airplane engine and trained a new generation to use them. Yeah, you can go up the steps. The challenge, give enemy ships nowhere to hide. Solution, build a little boat that packs a big punch. This PT boat was built by Higgins Industries of New Orleans in 1943. It patrolled enemy-held coastlines at night and launched attacks on enemy shipping before vanishing into the darkness. How do airplane wings generate lift? So we're seeing how the movement changes when you reposition the ribbon on the wing. I am so happy that Skyla asked to come here. This has been an amazing experience. The ticket price is 100% warranted. There is so much ground to cover. They have collected so many amazing stories. There are so many hands-on experiences where you can listen to stories or do different activities. It is overwhelming in a sense to kind of take it all in. So you kind of have to pick and choose the different things that you want to learn about or kind of focus on. We would say at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 hours that you would want to spend here, depending on how much you want to look at. There is a lot to take in for younger kids, so bear that in mind, but I think it's all handled in a way where it's a learning experience 100%.
I thought it was a very good learning experience and opportunity. I do agree with Mom though, like 10 and up, this whole part of history is just very sad. So Not one for the younger ones, obviously. My favorite part was picking up the phones and listening to different people's stories. So there was this girl, and she was Jewish, and she was hiding inside a Catholic woman's home. So one day the Catholic woman told her, go hide in the outhouse, and she didn't know why. But the reason was that the Nazis were parading. Everyone was expected to open their doors and come out. There was like broken pieces of wood, and she could see through them, and she realized, if I can see them, they can probably see me. So she held it up in like a ball in the corner where they couldn't see her, and she was just crying, and then she heard a kitten meowing. So she took the risk and she opened the door and she grabbed the kitten. She just wanted something or someone to hold, because there was no one there to tell her everything's gonna be okay, like you're fine. I think that's just a very heartwarming story about how a kitten gave her hope.
The main theme of this that I took away was the theme of hope and bravery, and it's absolutely amazing what human beings can accomplish and what they're willing to do to help other people. When you come somewhere like this, it just makes you remember that. Hard Rock Cafe in New Orleans opened in 1987, and it's located right on Bourbon Street. There's so much memorabilia here, even outfits from Britney Spears and Master P. Elvis, Sinatra, Stevie Wonder. Rolling Stones, George Harrison, Bob Dylan. This grand piano lid features the names of many of Fats Domino's classic hits. I love that they have M&M's overalls. We grabbed some sandwiches and then headed down Bourbon Street to visit Musical Legends Park. Here's Cafe Beignet, or you can grab a daiquiri. It's nice that this is covered too right here. It's only $1.25 for adults to ride the bus or streetcar and 50 cents for kids. The Le Pass app is so easy to use. It shows you your route and all the timing, so you can always see when the next streetcar is set to arrive. What did you think of your first streetcar ride?
It was fun.
Yeah? Easy way to travel?
And very not expensive, like very cheap.
We are literally at the end of the line, so you see they're going to be turning it around now. And we're right here at the art museum. We are here in the bottom corner, and this gives you an idea of everything that's up here at City Park. There's the art museum, botanical garden, carousel gardens, amusement park, the children's museum, NOMA. And we're going to head down this path that's nice and shaded and tree lined. This gives you an idea of everything in this direction. So there's a lot to do at City Park. I looked up the children's museum, but it looked like it was more for younger kids. And I also looked up the amusement park, but I knew it was going to be pretty hot outside. So we're mostly looking for indoor things since we're here at the end of June, beginning of July. And we made it to the museum. Here are all of the prices. So my ticket's $20 and Skyela's $12, so she is free. Here's a map of the museum. It is 3 floors. So we're just gonna wander and see what catches our eye. Skyela's being the stereotype of someone who looks at art and does this. Get the good lighting, get the angles. Look at that. Yeah. I'm gonna get one of these made of you, but looking like you're from that time period. I want all of these, but especially this. Which one's your favorite in this area?
I love the wood set because it just like.
Wow.
I like this one more because like it's just cubes on like squares and squares and squares. We got a couple Degas photos.
No, sculptures.
We got a couple Degas sculptures.
And there's a Monet over there. Skyela's gonna imitate it. Nailed it. Here's the Picasso, and what did you just say?
I mean, it looks like it was finger painted by an 8-year-old.
Don't you see it? It's a woman in an armchair.
I thought she had wings, a paw, and a hand.
My favorite, Andy Warhol. This is Mick Jagger. Skyela says this is good art. Like, she's a fan of this room. I'm glad we found one you like.
Dad, we're thinking of you. This is the dry plate negative. I love how it's a picture of a bunch of pictures.
You can enter the cabin, refrain from touching the interior and exterior. What? This is incredible. This is the platform that we're standing on, so you can literally see through it.
Those look like the wiring from a phone.
There's
Like, you know what I'm
candy,
talking about?
yeah, like a phone cord.
Candy.
Hang on, I need to read what this is all about. The materials were carefully selected to relate to the legacy of capitalism in this country. The shape evokes the boyhood home of Abraham Lincoln. Shackles and chains make up the cabin's foundation, alluding to the role of slavery in shaping the U.S. There are types of bullets used in wars. Pills evoke the pharmaceutical industry. Railroad ties and car parts represent transportation. Soda tabs are fast food. Phone cords, telecommunications, technology. This is one of the most well thought out and presented pieces of art I've ever seen. This one's called The Color of Water, Water Columns, Mississippi River Delta. And these are 288 prints. This is the biggest incredible Hulk lunchbox I've ever seen. Here's part of the park. You can see the swan boats out there. And then this looks into the cafe. They do have a cafe inside. We're in the Art of China.
There is at least one bench in every room. In the bigger rooms, I will say there's probably two, but yeah.
There's always a place to sit.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna head into the sculpture garden, which is right out the doors of the museum and to the right. This sculpture garden is completely free and it's very shaded too, so that's very nice. How does that work? Window with ladder, too late for help.
Wait, Mom, it looks like Tetris.
We have a massive safety pin behind us. It goes all the way up. I think Ron Weasley would not be able to walk here. Make it yellow. Make it blue.
We're back on the streetcar heading to dinner.
Originally, a bisque was made using leftover bread from the day before. That would get a little bit stale and not quite palatable, so they would turn that into breadcrumbs. And they could use those breadcrumbs and those leftover breads, instead of throwing them away, use them to thicken up a sauce or a soup or something like that. So the darker the roux, the less thickening power. Right? So brown roux for gravy, white roux for a sauce or a soup. Dark roux for a stew or like a gumbo. Crawfish and rice are a cohesive relationship, and so is etouffee. Etouffee is always eaten over rice. Rice and gravy, they eat that all over the world, guys. Originally, as Cajuns, we were rice farmers, and we also farmed crawfish too, but we found that out by accident. The crawfish hibernate during the warmer months and they come back up during those more cool months. So we found all these weird, strange critters feasting themselves on all of our rice. So we decided to harvest those and eat those instead of the rice that year. And it was a love letter to New Orleans, guys. And that's kind of something about Cajuns, y'all. If it swims, if it flies, if it slithers, if it jumps, right, we find a way to make it taste good, guys. Now, pralines, this is the one recipe that you can't mess with. When it comes to baking and candy making or any kind of dessert ingredients, the whole milk is going to work the best for you guys. Oh Lord, please help me. I can't find where I'm parked at. I'm in a new city. Right? That's a praline. I don't want to see none of y'all doing none of those today, okay? You also have the difference between a pecan and a pecan. I think we all know what a pecan is. Alright, alcohol and sugar work really well together. They balance each other out. So we're going to use banana liqueur because we're using bananas. And then you're going to need a hard alcohol too to do the flambé. The flambé is just kind of theatrical performance. It was spearheaded by a guy named Governor Foster. He was the governor of New Orleans at the time. And he had a problem. His problem was he signed a contract with Chiquita Banana. So that means all the bananas that come from the tropics, they all come to the city of New Orleans first. So you can imagine what happens when you have 1 million bananas sitting in port. So Governor Foster said to the chefs of the city, he said, find something to do with all these dang on bananas, y'all. Miss Ella Brennan is the lady with all the awards at a restaurant called Commander's Palace, one of our most prestigious fine dining restaurants down here. She made this into a performance, a theatrical performance. So the alcohol fumes are pushed into the air by the bubbles, and then you can ignite it. All right, now I went to Marie Laveau's tombstone this morning. A voodoo queen of New Orleans. I got some voodoo dust, y'all. Bam! Wingardium Leviosa.
I mean, it's good. I'm eating around the nuts.
Because you have a home here.
We're walking along the riverfront again to get back to our room. I like this path a lot. The aquarium's up over there. We're going to try to do that a different day. The New Orleans School of Cooking was absolutely incredible. I would highly recommend that to anybody who is interested in the process behind cooking, the history of it. Our chef was awesome. He answered questions. He was funny. He told stories. It was such a unique dining experience, but also the food was incredible. The bisque, the étouffée, the bananas Foster, the pralines.
It was a very good ratio of foods, I feel like. First we had a roll and soup, chicken étouffée, which I tried. I'm a very picky eater, so me eating that, I feel like was a very good accomplishment. It was a very good mix of flavors, and then the dessert was definitely the best part. The pralines and the bananas Foster.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Another day in NOLA. This is right near the Spanish Plaza at the beginning of the Riverwalk. We're back for round 2 of Cade Du Monde, but now we're trying it without the powdered sugar. I hope you like it more this way. But they still put some on the side for me so I can have some, which is nice. Now we're headed toward Louis Armstrong Park, but look at this architecture. It's just so beautiful. So colorful.
I know, I'm so beautiful, right?
You are. We are here right in the center, and there's apparently a lot to see here. This is a cool entranceway. Armstrong Park is open from 8 to 6, and mostly everything that we are seeing is right in this area.
Just before 1900, local black marching bands began to improvise on rags, hymns, blues, and European marches in a new style, later called jazz.
There are some very nice shaded spots. During the late 17th century and well into the 18th century, slaves gathered at Congo Square on Sundays and sang, danced, and drummed in authentic West African style. Right here by the entrance, they also have these beautiful pieces of artwork called the Stories of Us. All of these have a QR code on them that you can scan to learn more about it. They're all very different. That's beautiful. This is Allison, Big Chief Tootie, Montana. Yellow, Pocahontas, Mardi Gras Indian tribe, Chief of Chiefs, a New Orleans cultural icon and internationally recognized master craftsman in the building trade. Louis Armstrong statue dedicated by Lucille Armstrong. Charles Buddy Bolden. This legendary cornet player is often credited as the earliest jazz musician and band leader. A May 22, 1796 performance is considered to be the first documented opera production in North America. New Orleans' rich operatic history includes as many as 400 North American premieres during the 19th century. They do have blue bikes around the city where you can rent an electric bike, which is pretty cool. Now we're headed to lunch at Tujaque's. It is a historic restaurant, so we'll show you what we can. Tujaque's is the second oldest restaurant in New Orleans, and it even served as a Spanish armory. It's home to the oldest stand-up bar in America. Tujaque's is known for signature cocktails like the Grasshopper and Whiskey Punch. This is the gentleman who created the Grasshopper. I like this vibe. Look at this, Skyela. I mean, I know you don't care, but look at that. Focus. Okay, we're focused. This is a pretty room. The food here is delicious. We're gonna head into Beckham's Bookshop. Ooh.
That taste.
Yeah, they do.
I always look for the same books.
Living out. Some Beauty and the Beast dreams over here. Let me help you. It's Monday and it's the day we've all been waiting for. Skyela's concert is tonight. So until then, we're gonna go try out Cafe Beignet and see how it compares to Cade Du Monde. And then tonight we have a riverboat cruise, which I am so excited about. Are you ready for this day ahead?
Yes.
Are you ready for your concert?
No.
You have a 3-hour rehearsal at the church, so I feel like you'll be very prepared by that point.
We're gonna head into Cafe Beignet.
Since 1990, Cafe Beignet has 4 locations in the French Quarter, with more on the way. You'll often find live music, cocktails, outdoor seating with pet-friendly areas, and classic New Orleans dishes. if you're not in the mood for a beignet. These are Cafe Beignet beignets. Those are very different than Cade Du Monde.
Let's see which ones are better.
Plan of attack, where to go in?
These are so much better.
They're better?
So much better.
Really?
Can't disagree.
They're better. Right, they're better. The performance tonight is at Immaculate Conception Church, and it is beautiful. Now it's time to board the Creole Queen. The boat is 3 stories and it can house 1,000 passengers. It definitely feels like a time warp in here from the carpet to the curtains. This was booked through the festival for us. I looked it up. You could do a dinner jazz cruise, a historical river cruise. They have a weekend jazz brunch. Right now, the cruise would be around $100 for adults for dinner and $67 for lunch. Kids 5 and under are free. We made it to the airport, and guess what they have here? Last beignet bite of the trip.
First New Orleans trip.
It was a big bite. We took a taxi from the hotel again. It was that same flat rate of $36 for 2 people. So now we're just savoring our last Du Monde, and then it's time to head home. We're headed back to reality. It's been an amazing girls trip here in New Orleans. I'm so proud of Skyela having 2 performances here. She had a performance the first evening we got here where they sang 5 songs, and it was amazing. And then last night, that venue and the acoustics and that church.
It was beautiful.
She was singing for the Crescent City Choral Festival. There were 15 choirs. I didn't realize how much she had to memorize for this concert. It was a lot.
Getting to bond with some new friends was really fun because I'm besties now with the girl named Zavira, and we like playing chess together, so.
You played a lot of chess. You got to meet the composer of a couple of the pieces who actually conducted those pieces.
Bob Chilcott wrote a little jazz mass for the Crescent City Choral Festival 20 years ago. So it's its 20th anniversary this year. They had us sing it, and he came back to conduct it. And the people playing the instruments for it were the ones who played the instruments 20 years ago.
And now it's performed all over the world, which is really cool. He's from England. Like, he's from the Cotswolds in England.
He performed it in Japan this year, I know, because he told us a story about it in Japan, but yeah.
A lot of the things we did on this trip, especially where we ate, was orchestrated by the people who organized the festival. What was your favorite thing you ate on this trip?
Mother's.
The Mother's fried chicken. Mother's was so good. I had that sandwich again for lunch before we left. The New Orleans School of Cooking, that experience was amazing, and I loved everything that I ate there. And also the beignets from Cafe Beignet were exceptional.
Yeah.
We did a lot this week. The only things we didn't do that I wanted to was going to the aquarium, which we have been to many great aquariums, and we didn't see the cemeteries, which I didn't realize.
You have to pay for them now.
You have to pay to get into the St. Louis Cemetery, and it's like a tour, so you have to pay $30 to $40 to get in per person. The Lafayette Cemetery is closed for renovations right now, which is in the Garden District, and that was why we were going to head out there, so I'm glad I saw that before we got there. One of my favorite things we did, we only went to because Skyela chose, and it was the World War II Museum. It was amazing. It's the #1 attraction in New Orleans, apparently, and I can see why. It's one of the best museums I've ever been to.
I also just liked walking around. It's such a beautiful place. Live music. Walking past one of the restaurants, we saw 3 live music bands playing in like 5 minutes.
We haven't really talked about the riverboat cruise, that Creole Queen. She's been kicking for a while. Skyela was so tired because it was after her concert. She literally fell asleep on the riverboat. The cruise was from 9:30 to midnight, so we were done by that point because you had been rehearsing all day and then performing, and you were just tired. Another great thing about New Orleans is it was very easy to get around. We walked pretty much everywhere. We took the streetcar. Pretty much everything we did was in the French Quarter. Everywhere we ate was there. I've never seen a better app than the Le Pass app for the streetcars. We're here right around 4th of July, so it is very hot. So we just try to catch some AC, stay in the shade, go inside. We rested in our hotel when we could. I feel like we saw the city the most by walking it. So we made a lot of good memories together. Thanks for having me along. Thanks for letting me be on your artistic journey of life, singing in all these cool cities.
You're welcome.
We'll put a link in the description to our experience in Dallas, Texas, where Skyela performed with the ACDA National Choir. We just need to keep having more of these, I feel like. We hope this vlog gave you some good ideas of things to do as a family in New Orleans. There are definitely so many things that you can do with kids there. Thank you for coming along with us, and we'll see you soon.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And as always,
Keep